Send your attendee data anywhere with webhooks. Like here, Fluent CRM. That is built in, but still don't have a connection to webinar ignition, but it has through webhooks. The goal is to have your beautiful, customizable registration form and a shortcode and a pop-up, and then send these data to your external service. Zapier is possible, or any other service that provides webhooks. Let's just do it and then look what's behind it. So that's the webinar demo room reloading. We have this user created with demo. He was in demo, that's the list. And so, yeah, you see it here, the comma separated. Just open it for you. Here's the two lists. Registered, attended, marketing allowed. That was this with the added via mailing list, ML. And yeah, this is something we have to improve because they don't watch the replay. So you see here, first name, last name, and the selected field is inside. Then we have some settings here, incoming webhooks. That's therefore I called it outgoing webhooks, because it's going outside of webinar ignition, and this is going inside. And yeah, I just use one. So that's the hash, and here it's the fields, names, and the key, and this needs to be matching with the fields of your target. So we have here, for example, this country, so that has also some key for country. We will look at this now because we are connecting. Let me first show you how the registration page, and add this stuff and see the fields. So we have webinars, created a new live or evergreen webinar, go to the registration tab, go to the bottom, opt-in form creator. Then you can add a form. So that's one form per webinar, or you add a webhook. This is like globally. What you need is the name here, map to AR form field, so that in red, it's opt name, it's the first name, and this is last name, opt-in email, then custom fields. Custom fields, that's a custom field 18 with the country. And yeah, that's the mailing list. This is required, but this is the mailing list. So it doesn't need to be mapped because it's would be mapped with this form here. We don't use this form here. Okay. So, not saving. I shift reload the page because I was doing some user stuff. That's common with the WordPress plugins that they're doing some logout. So, okay, good. I open always in a new tab. That's the settings, the global settings. And then you see here when you activated the ultimate version or the trial version, the webhooks. We will improve that everybody can see it, but at the moment, that's the start. 3 triggers: registered, attended, watched, and paid, but we don't have connected, paid, connected. And we have the same again with webhook site. That's a site creating like some step between webinar ignition and your site. So if you have site is like Soho, and Soho is doing a lot of stuff, or Zapier is doing a lot of stuff, it's good to have this data seen between. So I'm working with my developer, so I was just saying, just add this URL here so everybody can access. You see here, that's the watched replay, that's the attended, and that's registered. So the part of webinar ignition is done half when you have all the data here. And we did some mapping because email was before opt mail and now it's mapped to the field email. So this is going to be working with Fluent CRM, and name is first name. It's going to be working with Fluent CRM. Let's see it here. We have here email and full name, first name and last name and full name. So this is how they should be named. So I did a mistake, but it's still, okay, because I was not doing this exact same for webhooks as for these triggers. Okay, so this is not mapped for this. Okay. Okay. I was just writing down that we could have 2 webhook delivery URLs for this case. So we see it and we don't have to duplicate all this step by step. So you see here, then it's the opt name mapped to first name. So there's two modes. So both are mapping, but one is with compare. So these are all compare. So you see that's only with the fields, first name, last name here. So that's done, the mapping is done. And here the field for the country. And the others are comparison. That's the webinar ID. We are here in webinar of the webinar settings and the ID is 24. You can also go with the webinar name, but it could change in 24. This doesn't change. So, and here there's one endpoint with text, because they saying, and you want to transfer text, it's in the documentation, and you want to transfer text, they need to be like, the key needs to be, the field name needs to be text, and then 1, 2, 3. And we're doing this if we have, because we have like combining them. So we have this, and we have a yes, so we're combining them. So you see here, that's combined. There's no space in it. Good. Yeah. So what needs to be done? Pair trigger. The same. It could be always the same webhook. Post in JSON. You can test if it's good or not. Secret needed when important. This needs to be active, otherwise it's not sending anything. You have to map at least opt-in mail, and then you can do per webinar. This webinar 24 means tag, attach tag 49, which is webinar demo attended. So it's good to have these simple tags. It's not making any sense to have a webinar name tag plus attended, because you have then maybe this person visiting 3 webinars, and then you have 1 attended and 1 registered and three webinar tags. That's not helping. So we need to do this. This is 1 webinar and then registered. This is 1 webinar and then registered. Or that's the first webinar. And same here with the replay. And here's also this marketing. So we have 49, 50, and 52. That's the whole 49, 51, and attended here. So what's important, and I also forgot it, therefore I added it here, opt-in mail needs to be there. So they have a mail and then they attach the tag through it. Or the lists. It's called lists for them. That's what your target CRM or email marketing system is giving. Okay, so that's it. Nothing more to say. We will do some templates, some copying, some sending the last user, some selecting of the webinars, that you can select a webinar because each webinar could have different registration fields. We made all registration fields available here, so you can see it. And at the moment, you only can see it in the registration form builder. Now you got, there you go, in the red. There it's this custom hidden field. Yeah, then we make it more speakable. So there are lots of ideas and yours could be missing. So you try to connect first to webhook site. Just add webhook site and then you will create a new to test. Then you get this. And if this is fitting, then you connect further. I would suggest that you just start with webhook site. And then if you have the data, then you go with your Soho or whatever system webhook and put it in there. But I like the idea with the two delivery URLs, 2 or more. So you can test, see it on webhook site and have it on your target system too. Okay, so Zapier has its mapping, but you can map here also. What you need is to get your webhook integration per your service and get connected. Sure, do the trial, it's here, trial or $0 for 30 days or trial inside the webinar. Here it's the account and pricing. Here's the upgrade when you did not buy the license. Yeah, so that's it. If you have more questions, ask them. And if you have like a tool that's better than us or doing something better than us, or you miss some case, some comparison or some calculation, then just give us a note in here in the KB, which is here, webinarignitiontalk2.help. You find it also on the homepage, and I will add the video here and also the screenshot here. So that's good. Have fun and good connection.